Hey guys, we are hiking today on a really nice dirt graded trail. It's also for snowmobiles, I guess, in the winter. It's called the Tomorrow Trail. And we thought we'd do a little Q&A video for the Camino, since that's what we're training for right now. So we leave for Europe in about 2.5 weeks. And we are first going to Paris. We're going to spend 3 days in Paris. And then we're taking a train to Saint-Jean-Pied-de-Port, which is in France. And that's where we'll be starting the Camino. We actually start in France and then cross the border into Spain on the first or second day, I think. The route we're going is called the Camino Francis. And it's the most common or most popular route.
Okay, so someone had asked the question why we chose the Camino Francis route. And I think it has to do with why we choose a lot of the things we choose. Moving to Costa Rica, through hiking the Appalachian Trail. We like to choose adventures that are just uncomfortable enough. We're not ones to blaze our own trail, to find a new route up a mountain. We want something that's already been done and proven, and there's information that we can research and find out about it, but still gets us outside our comfort zone. So the Camino Francis is the most popular route, and it's very well established. There's hostels, there's multiple villages you go through. Many people have worn that path before and provided information via blogs and books, and but it's still uncomfortable enough because we'll be in a foreign country. We'll be speaking a different language.
And we've both never been to Spain.
We've both never been to Spain. And just the sheer amount of history that you see going through these medieval towns with, Knights Templar lore and pilgrims heading off to Santiago to see the remains of St. James. It's just going to be fascinating. And it's a little bit different than, for sure, the Appalachian Trail.
A little bit different?
Yeah, so we can talk about that. We can talk about the differences. There's really no comparison between the two. And this goes back into why we chose to do the Camino de Santiago as a follow-up to the Appalachian Trail. First, the AT was incredible, but 6 months on a trail is a very long time, and we wanted something a little dialed back, and the Camino is going to allow us to do that. Number one, we sleep in a bed every night. There's a shower available every night. Our packs are going to be so much lighter. I think mine's going to be, I'm still dialing it in, and we're going to do a gear video in the next couple of days, but I think my pack's going to be around 13 to 14 pounds base weight, which basically it's all base weight because you don't have to carry too much water, and you're not carrying food because you're going to going through these villages, and you can get breakfast and lunch and dinner. So that's another difference between the Appalachian Trail and the Camino. You're not having to carry as much stuff. My pack is going to be well less than half of what I was carrying on the AT. And then the duration. The duration, 500 miles. We're actually probably going to continue on to Finisterre and Maxia, which will add 3 or 4 days. So our total time on the trail will be about 40 days as opposed to 179, which is a great length of time.
So let's talk about what we don't need in our packs for the Camino versus what we had on the AT and why they're so much lighter. My packet as well is going to be about half of what it weighed on the AT, which we were both around 29, 30 pounds on the AT. And for the Camino, that's going to be, we're going to be around, well, Greg will be about 13
or 14, yeah.
And I'll be about 15 or 16. So, things we don't need on the Camino that we needed on the AT is a tent. We'll be in hostels every night. Our food bag. Our food bag weighed the most. It was so heavy on the AT because we had to pack out like 5 or 6 days of food at a time. There are several cafes along the Camino, very affordable. You can usually stop to get breakfast, lunch, dinner. So we really don't have to worry about food. We'll probably take like some snacks from the grocery store just in case we get hungry during the day. Sometimes we might pack out our lunch, like we might get bread, some meats and cheese, but that's about it. We don't need a water filter. There's ample water fountains along the Camino. They're usually all fine for drinking. If they're not, they'll say not potable. What else don't we need? Cook stove.
Cook stove.
Cook pots. Don't need that.
Also, on other things that we are not taking, that we took on the AT, sleeping pad, and the sleeping quilt, the Enlightened Equipment big quilt. We're not taking a pillow. So all that stuff is adding up to quite a bit of weight savings.
Another question is, how can you follow us? Well, we will be doing daily vlogs again on our YouTube channel, which you can find under Appalachian Trail Tales.
What you're watching right now.
Tales. I'll also try to do a daily short synopsis post on our Instagram and Facebook page, which are both under Appalachian Trail Tales. The videos may be very much delayed. We're going to be totally reliant on Wi-Fi, which is not always very good in Spain. We're not going to have any cell service at all when we go. Just our option. We could totally get a SIM card, but we don't feel like we need to do that, so we'll just rely on Wi-Fi. And so that's how you can follow us. Please do. When we're on the AT, all your comments help so much to just keep us going and fire us up, and hopefully the Camino will be easier, but we still love to hear your comments.
So someone asked, what is the best time to do the Camino weather-wise? And I don't know the exact answer to that. I can tell you overall why we chose to hike in September. One is the weather is less hot than the summer, and two, the crowds are much less. Even though the summers are hot, there's a lot of people on the Camino because Europeans have time off and that's their vacation. September, October, I think, are prime months, as is the spring, weather-wise. There's a couple people we watched on YouTube that hiked through the winter, and it didn't seem overly cold. But for Chica and I, and especially me, who has a problem with heat, we did not want to hike in the summer, and we didn't really want to deal with the crowds. If we really didn't want to deal with the crowds, we would have chosen a different route and not the Camino Francis.
So we are actually leaving for Europe on September 1st, and we are actually starting the Camino on September 7th. Okay, so let's cover a few things that we are additionally taking on the Camino that we did not take on the AT. We're taking a shampoo bar, which is, we'll show you in our gear review, but it's a little disc. It's good for washing our hair, our body. We can even wash clothes with it by hand.
And mine has a nice lemony fresh scent.
Mine has kind of like a citrus ocean scent. So we both have our own. We'll show you how we keep them in our gear review, but that should be great for taking our shower.
You know, obviously on the AT, you know, some people take like biodegradable soap like Dr. Bronner's or something and try to clean up, you know, a couple times during the week. But we found for soap that we didn't need it at all. We dropped it in a hiker box very early on, maybe the first 2 weeks, because we never used it.
Also, it started leaking. It was liquid.
Yeah, and you know, the second item that we're taking on the Camino that we didn't take with us on the AT is deodorant. Same thing. On the AT, it's ridiculous to try to put deodorant on because you're gonna stink. We'll probably stink on the Camino too, but at least we're getting a shower every day. And
my thought is, because we're taking a shower every night, I want to put deodorant on after a shower. So at least it'll help us stay clean and smell okay overnight, at the hostel at night and then overnight.
Yeah, we're gonna be smelling like day hikers. Like on the AT, you could always tell a day hiker.
They smell so good.
About a quarter of a mile away.
So clean.
We're fixing to come upon a day hiker. We'll be day hikers, literally, on the Camino.
Another thing we're taking on the Camino is a quick dry towel. We each have one. Greg's is smaller. Mine is bigger for my hair. And so we'll be able to use that after we shower, because they do not have like soap or towels or anything at the hostels that I know of. Let's talk about our sleep system. Even though we don't have a tent or air mattresses, we both have a sleeping bag liner. That is mainly to protect us from the bedding. I think in a couple instances there might be a worry of bed bugs. So this is just to put an extra layer between the sheets and us to keep the bed bugs off us.
Yeah, and we treated those with permethrin.
Ourselves, yeah. And then also we both have a very small down quilt. Really, it's just a throw size. We got them from Costco. They're super cheap. They bunch up really small, as you'll see in our gear video. That's just to have a blanket for warmth, because we will be in the fall season. Just in case the hostel doesn't have a blanket, or they just have a very thin blanket, just to help keep us warm at night. Anything else?
Oh, earplugs.
Oh yeah.
We, you know, there are going to be snorers in the hostels. One of them might be me. And so we got the silicone.
They're called Max.
Yeah, it's ear putty basically, and you form it to
it's wax.
Create it's silicone. You create a seal over your ear, and it drowns out the noise around you.
Hopefully, we'll see how it works.
Okay, I just wanted to take a second and mention some of the resources that we've used online to do our research on the trail. Similar to the AT, we dive right in, especially Chica, into the nuts and bolts of every adventure we take on. And you know, a lot of that is through YouTube videos, which is why we like to do videos, so that we can pay it forward a bit and let people know our experiences and what we're doing, and it may help them plan for their next adventure. So for the Camino, there were three series of YouTube videos that we watched. Our friends Will and Jessica and their 2 kids.
And the kitchen sink.
And the kitchen sink, because Will was carrying a drone and a bunch of video editing equipment, and his pack weighed about 40 pounds. And 46 pounds, okay. And but they're also running a business while they're on the trail. They help people who want to be an expat for a while. Their video series, or their company name is World Towning. That's what they're under on YouTube as well. And their videos were great. They just completed it, and their video series, I think, is on day 22 or 23
yeah.
as we speak. So even though they're complete, they're still releasing new videos. Before that, we watched a gentleman named Efron. You could probably just search
E-F-R-O-N.
E-F-R-O-N on the Camino de Santiago. He did a fantastic job. He is a filmmaker, I don't know by hobby or by trade, but he also had a drone. His drone footage is phenomenal, and his sense of humor is right up my alley. He might be a little corny for some others. Fly bite me. And he gives great history about a lot of the bridges he crosses, a lot of the buildings he sees, and cathedrals and things like that. And the last person is, what was her name?
Lindsay.
Lindsay C. Kali or something like that.
C-O-W-L-E-Y.
We just like their pages, and so they show up in our feed. But she does a great job, and she's done the Camino like, I don't know, half a million times. And so she answers a lot of questions and tells you a lot of things from a woman's perspective about the Camino. So anyway, check those 3 people out.
I just wanted to make a note here that a couple people have commented how fast we're going on our training hikes, and we are not trying to go fast. We're just trying to get out here and hike whatever pace we can. We are definitely going to be slowing down on the Camino. We want to enjoy it, take our time. We do have a timeline because we have a ticket booked back to the States out of Madrid, but we have definitely allowed ourselves ample time if we want to take a zero once or twice during the Camino, and then also time after we hit Santiago to go on to Finisterre and even Muxia, which I think we'll probably do since we're there. We've heard really good things about going to the end of the world, which is Finisterre. It's really beautiful. It's right on the ocean. It's like the westernmost tip part of Spain. So yeah, definitely we want to do that.
If you've seen the movie The Way, that's where they end up, the whole crew. You know, Martin Sheen's character says he's going on, everybody else was going to stay in Camino
Santiago.
the Santiago de Compostela, and they say, okay, we'll come with you. So they end up at Finisterre.
And a lot of people have told me if we have the choice between Finisterre and Muxia, to do Muxia. So I think we're going to do both. We definitely want to do Finisterre, and why not do Muxia? We'll be there. We have time, hopefully, unless we have to take like a bunch of zeros for some reason. But yeah, we're going to enjoy ourselves. Our training is definitely just to help get us in shape. Definitely we got a little bit out of shape over the winter because we're in Wisconsin and we couldn't hike. It was like very, very cold out. There's no way we wanted to go out there and hike, although people do it, but we did not want to.
We're not those people.
But we are definitely feeling in pretty good shape now. At least I am, speak for myself. Greg?
Yeah, I still have some baby fat to work on, but
But you're feeling good.
I'm feeling good. I mean, we're walking 6 or 8 miles a day, most days, mostly with the pack on. So we're doing good.
Yeah, so we're feeling good, training good. Greg likes to really push us on the training hikes, so that's why we might be going fast sometimes. But I'm definitely going to slow this train down on the Camino. We're going to enjoy ourselves. We're going to eat. We're going to have red wine every night.
Heart healthy.
Heart healthy. Greg is even bringing a very heavy wine opener.
It's my luxury item.
We know we could have done several more lightweight options for a wine opener or
I'm at
corkscrew.
13 pounds, come on.
It's his luxury item. So please let us know if you have any other questions. Put them in the comments below and we'll be happy to address those, as far as we know, in another video. And yeah, please subscribe on YouTube to follow us on our journey. And yeah, buen camino.